the prep school situation and how it can be beneficial to players and also families along the whole process. Welcome, Jelani Williams. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you inviting me to this live.
Can you tell us a little bit about the prep school situation, how it can help players and then also families long term?
Yeah. You want the long answer or the short answer?
Give me the long answer, please.
Um, Prep school is very beneficial for student athletes because it gives them the opportunity to not only gain more exposure as far as their sport is concerned. Obviously a lot of prep schools or schools in general have more than just basketball. So, it could be football, soccer, um, tennis, anything of the sorts. And so you're going to be getting more exposure within that field. You're also gaining independence, being able to live on your own. Some prep schools board, some don't. Um, so being able to live on your own and understand time management, understand how to organize your schooling and organize, your workouts, watch film, um, is definitely important as well. And also the networking connections that come with it also, because you never know where somebody's going to end up in life. And so being able to establish these relationships at a young age, and then as you get older, you may end up going to the same college, you may end up going to the same college town. And so being able to have those relationships at a young age is definitely important as well.
Okay. Now regarding the basketball component, because you're a basketball coach, although you mentioned other sports, how can it help a player academically also and also physically help them on the court?
Yeah, so it's definitely a challenge. All schools are arranged differently. Um, my school in particular, NMH, we consider ourselves one of the better academic schools in the country, and so we pride ourselves in our academics, and we only want to bring in kids that care about, their academic, journey and want to be able to challenge themselves in the classroom. Um, and then that also translates over to their not academic, their athletic performance as well, being able to gain scholarships or interest from certain colleges, and whether it's the Ivy League, the Patriot League, high academic Division threes in the NESCAC or UAA, or even Division II schools like Bentley College and Assumption. Um, yeah, so just being able to have that exposure and play in front of those schools, and challenge yourself academically and also on the court and playing against better talent.
Mhm.
Um, you find a lot of players that come into the prep school space, they struggle, early on because the game is much faster. The game is played at a higher level as far as IQ is concerned. A lot of these players, if they've been in the prep school scene or the NEPSAC for, years, they obviously get better and their IQ grows higher. And so you'll see a lot of post grads, you'll see a lot of incoming juniors and sophomores come into the NEPSAC and just I wouldn't say struggle, but it's definitely an adjustment that they go through on the court and off the court.
Now, being at college campuses or college coaches are recruiting older players, does that year in between high school graduation and then also college give them those that attend prep school an opportunity for them to get stronger, faster, and all that good stuff?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of answered your own question.
I know, right? Okay.
um, yes, it does. And so for the seniors that are under recruited or feel like they can achieve more and get more out of this basketball world, a post grad option is definitely something that I would encourage.
Mhm.
Um, I even considered it, when I was an up and coming athlete. I considered going to a few prep schools before I ended up playing Division II. But um, it gives those student athletes a chance to, yes, physically mature, yes, get their grades in check and in order, um, and then also learn how to be on their own, like I mentioned before. Because you may bring a kid in from the inner city that was under recruited, that is very very talented and is in a large area, a small fish in a big pond, I should say, and they're not necessarily getting the eyes that they would like. And so you bring that kid in, as opposed to them going directly to college, and maybe not playing as a freshman, you know, they're 17, 18 years old, they can come to a school like NMH or, you know, a Putnam Science or a Cushing Academy, Cheshire Academy. They can go to these schools in the New England area and find themselves and use that gap year, the postgraduate year, to get the exposure that they didn't have before. Play in front of college coaches, give the college coaches another year, because the college coaches probably know who the kid is, but they don't know how well he or she can play at the highest of high levels. And
Gotcha.
so, you know, if a kid is in the class of 2026, normally, and Team Footprints Academy, Team Footprints University is looking at Mark Williams, and you're like, yeah, you know, I like him, big guard, can get to the basket, don't know how well he can shoot it. Yeah, I think he needs another year. So I'm not. It's a hypothetical. I'm not attacking you directly. And so yeah, so you know, Mark Williams needs another year. I think he should go to XYZ school.
Gotcha.
And so, you know, then they'll be able to keep tabs on the kid. The kid will also be able to draw other more attention to themselves, other schools, and you know, build from there. And it's attractive. It's attractive to those schools because not only do they physically mature, they get another year to lift. They get the time management, like I mentioned, but they just get more time to see them. You know, and like you said, the game is definitely turning into an older demographic now at the collegiate level. And so with that IQ, with that physicality, with that readiness and maturity, you know, hopefully will come some good minutes as a freshman.
All right. I appreciate you, Coach. Hopefully, your year finishes out strong, and look forward to seeing you guys getting onto the championship round. I guess I don't know.
Let's do it. I appreciate it. Appreciate the call. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.